we're back for another exciting episode of Vinyl Authority. I'm your host, Paul. AJ, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, Paul and
Good to
Roger.
see you.
Thanks.
Evening.
Good, Roger.
Right back at you guys.
Happy to be
All
here.
right. As we have come to do now, we want to encourage our viewers who are just tuning in to subscribe to the podcast so you can get updated on future episodes. And also feel free to make some comments. We'll be handling your comments and questions and thoughts about vinyl and music and anything else we happen to mention in future episodes. So feel free to engage. We'd love to hear from you. All right. So AJ, who are you wearing this evening?
I got a classic Fishbone shirt on. You guys ever
Very
see
nice.
Fishbone live?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of
Right.
times. They are amazing. They are amazing.
There you go.
High energy funk punk. Good stuff.
Little Corey LaJoy NASCAR hat for sending out some good vibes for NASCAR on Sunday because they're in Chicago, in smoky Chicago.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
Chicago should be crazy.
All right. And Raj, who are you wearing this evening?
I got my King's hat on, which I
Yeah.
mostly do. And I've got a Bare Naked Ladies t-shirt on from the latest tour that we
Excellent.
had spoken
Excellent.
about before. Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah. Fun show. They were fun.
All right.
Oh, cute.
We have a special guest. But go ahead.
Definitely Vinyl Authority.
He is.
He's got the ears. All right, so I'm wearing a limited edition Rolling Stones t-shirt. And this came from their 2-night stand at the Hollywood Bowl back in 2005. 2005. So there you go. I don't wear it out much, but it's pink. And
She's a beauty.
there you
Wait,
go.
that's the two.
All right. Yes, and I'm drinking a little New Belgium Voodoo Ranger this evening, Imperial IPA, used with caution. This is a 9% ABV beer. That means there's only 91% water. So there you go.
We'll be watching
that's
you
a lot.
for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully there's no sobriety check on a video podcast. All right. Hey, AJ, why don't you introduce your special guest and then a record that you'd like to share with us this evening?
This is Sparky Poodle. He was underneath the desk and wanted to say hi to you guys. So there he is.
Clearly. Now, it looks like
Nice
Sparky
guy.
may have been recently groomed. He's looking pretty sharp. No, he's got quite a dapper look.
He works on himself constantly. Keep his image up.
Yeah, well, if you would, you could.
There you go.
All right. And
chill.
how about
Very
a record?
Well, it's hard to share a record with a dog in your hand.
It is.
So why
It's true.
don't you guys go first, then I'm
Raj, how about you share a record with us?
I will. And I feel very sheepish once again, because I know the whole show is about records and how much we revere them and take care of them and love them. This one's beaten to hell. It's Laurie Anderson, though.
That's an awesome.
It's such a great. I don't know. Did you see her show by any chance? Like way back in the day, just incredible. With Steve Bell, I remember it was just such a wild show and incredible stuff. And I know, I remember at one point, I think she puts tape on the bow, right? Like recording tape, and while she's playing it fast, it's just noisy, and then she slows it down. It's actually, anyways, just a lot of great stuff. And I always loved the inside cover, or the inside sleeve. I'm sorry, see, I'm blowing it in, but thinking it was, this ancient being
Yes.
this ancient, and then it's, I guess, what's upon further review, it's a wall outlet. I always thought that was just really cool and clever. But anyways, just yeah,
Awesome album.
she's great, and it's a great record. So like I said, I
Nice.
do apologize for the, and it's one of those promotional use that isn't supposed to be sold, etc. But
I,
apparently, I paid $4.50 for it. So
I would step out and call that record a masterpiece.
yeah, 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 definitely
Yeah.
artsy, kind of kooky, but I I'd buy that. I'd buy that for $1. I'd buy that for $4.50.
Definitely worth.
450. Back in the day, 450 was a
I
lot
got a
of money.
masterpiece for $4.50. So anywho, yeah,
Nice.
Cool.
yeah,
Thanks for sharing.
yeah.
All right, AJ,
You
you
look
want
dogless
to?
now. Yeah.
Well, Paul, you were actually with me when I picked up this sucker. This
I
is
was. I remember the day, and have you had a listen?
Donald Fagen's Nightfly Live.
Oh wow.
Freaking unreal
Really,
performance.
really.
Unreal and beautiful uh, pressing and recording. Just awesome. If you love the Nightfly, you will not be disappointed by it live. It's got definite different energy, and it's phenomenal.
What
Love it.
year? What year did they do that?
Well, this is 2021, but I think
Oh,
the concert it's earlier, I believe. Uh, Go ahead, Paul. You share. I'll get back to
All
you
right,
guys with the.
all right. We're waiting for statistics. Well, just to sort of double down on the recent hi-fi show that you and I went to, which we saw a lot of really great hi-fi gear. Some of it was ridiculously expensive, but they had a great record shopping as well. I picked up a, um a pressing of Weather Report Heavy Weather. I played the heck out of the first one, and but this one really reminds me of some of my earliest sort of progressive rock and jazz music listenings at the time. And of course, you've got Joe Zawinul, Alex Acuna, Wayne Shorter, Jaco Pastorius, and I don't know who this last guy is. Badrena, who's a percussionist, but I don't know his first name. Um, anyway, it's one of those classic albums with Teen Town and Harlequin and Birdland is the opening song. Anyway, mixes. It's electronic, it's progressive, it's acoustic, it's magic record. So there you go. That's my.
Paul, is it true that I pushed you over the edge to buy that piece of vinyl? Do you
You
recall that?
convinced me that it was the best deal in the entire
Yeah.
for sale.
I remember you walk away, and I said, "What are you doing, Paul?"
Yeah, well, I was having some nostalgia too because I was going, oh man, that record floored me back in the day, and I'm sad that I no longer have it. And you were like, dude, pick up another copy, and that's one of the
Yeah, man.
beautiful things. It was, and so I did, and I'm happy I did it. So
and
Seal, mint.
yeah,
and you got the nice price.
yeah, and
Yeah,
you
man.
noticed the nice price, which
So
apparently used is $20. So there you go. But it's in great shape. So quite happy about that acquisition. It gets me back to where I was 30 years ago. All right, so there you go. That's a little vinyl share. You want to look at some things in the news, gents?
Yeah,
Um,
man.
uh, I found an article this week in Part Time Audiophile where they put a phono cartridge tone arm head shell buyer's guide together. So that is always interesting stuff. Um, you know, you don't have to be wealthy to benefit from a a cartridge upgrade, and so they start with the Ortophon 2M Red, which is a $100 cartridge. And they go up to the Ortophon Blue. I think the Ortophon Blue is what I have on my turntable right now. And then discussing other items like the the head shells and the tone arms and that sort of thing. So anyway, it's a great thing to look at if you want to geek out. Anything from $100 upwards to $8,000, $12,000. Totally crazy stuff. But you know, geek out a little bit on your stylus and tone arm and so on. Let's see, what else do we have for you here?
I have a news break.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. The Donald Fagen. Breaking news. The Donald Fagen, the Nightfly live record was recorded at the Beacon Theater in 2019.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, so he was playing a series of shows where they were covering one album in its entirety, and it sounds like it was probably done on that tour. So that's fantastic, and still relevant music, still relevant players. They put on a really great music show. Okay, let's see. Draw your attention to the GearPatrol.com article that I found recently. Best records to play on your turntable as picked by vinyl lovers. So Michael Fremer, who's a veteran audio journalist, big jazz fan, recommends having Duke Ellington masterpieces. He recommends Joni Mitchell Blue, Nirvana Unplugged Live New York. Dave Malkapor is a Pro Audio Distinguished Man of Authority at Pro Audio Design Group on the East Coast. And he recommends Iggy Pop the Idiot, Pink Floyd, Saucerful of Secrets, Led Zeppelin 2, which we've covered on a previous episode of Vinyl Authority, I might add. Anyway, just thought getting record recommendations and advice from these guys was an interesting article, good read. So
you'll be happy to know that I don't really have a dissenting thought on that list.
Well, that's good, but you know we do encourage healthy debate. So
I guess if you had to pull one from me, I would argue that the Zeppelin Mothership record is good for the greatest hits.
Yes,
the running school, the selection school. But I don't necessarily think the sound of it is better than some of the better earlier pressings. I think that some of the brightness that got added to all the Led Zeppelin remastered stuff definitely changes the feel of the records.
Yeah, I would agree.
I would say it's different. I wouldn't say it's better.
Yeah. There was definitely a sonic signature on those early Zeppelin records, and definitely the mastering guys these days are trying to make them all sonically match today's expectations.
Being the packaging nerd that I am, that Mothership package is gorgeous, and it's Shepard Fairey. All of a sudden, I'm blanking on his last name. The guy, the famous artist that helped Obama get elected, right? The package is awesome.
That I will Mothership, great record, super. Yeah, okay, and last little bit of news here from AmericanSongwriter.com. Top 10 rock albums every music fan should own. So here's a rundown here. Van Halen 1, great record. Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. Who's Next? The Who. The Doors. And there's the Mothership. This is the list that you were referring to earlier, Adam. Wild Horses, Rolling Stones, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. Anyway, Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust.
Jump the Gun. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
about
You
that.
know, we're flexible here. We totally got it.
And it is Shepherd Ferry
Yes.
is how you pronounce it.
Well done. Thank you for the clarification. That'll help in the subtitles. Hey guys, we're gonna do a new corner here with the book corner. And so I started reading this book, which is Rick Rubin's book, The Creative Act: A Way of Being. And this is a really wonderful book, and it's kind of written in a more of a meditative format. You know, he picks a subject and he kind of vamps on it for a page and a half, and then moves on. And so there are like 80 sort of micro chapters covering things like tuning in and the source of creativity and awareness, uh, and then uh, going really deep into it, the sincerity dilemma and the gatekeeper and why make art. And anyway, in fact, it's 78 areas of thought, as I estimated it was 80, but it was only 78. Anyway, fascinating read. If you do audiobooks, the Audible audiobook is read by Rubin himself, and so you really get quite a great meditative, creative vibe from this bookwork. So if you put your vinyl down for a second, pick up this book and give it a read.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's a really good one. Really good one.
I got a the new issue of Record Collector, July 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read that line? The Paul Simon headline.
There are no boundaries.
Paul Simon interviewed by Elvis Costello.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Really, really cool read. Very, very good. Yeah. Costello nerds out, but it's great. It's really great.
All right. Super cool. All right. Well, gentlemen, I think that brings us to a natural end this episode, which is a little shorter than normal, but that's never hurt anybody. Leave them wanting a little bit more. Of course, we always want to make sure that you like us and follow us on all the social media platforms. And as always, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Flip side.
All right. All right. Good night, gents.
Good night.